You're listening to We Knew the Moon with Dee Safier, an empath who started a podcast to explore the universe, spirituality, and all things witchy woo-woo. Don't forget to check out the website weknewthemoon.co.uk for all your I do what I want and the moon made me do it merch, whichever excuse you prefer to use for all of your life choices. Hi everyone, this is Dee and this is We Knew the Moon, and I'm joined again by Wicky. I'm going to leave that in. I'm joined by Vicky.
Hi!
Vicky who's drinking coffee, but somehow has lost the ability to speak. So Vicky joined me last time for an episode about voodoo. And this time, Vicky is going to be presenting a topic to me. And I'm really excited about it because she told us at the end of the last episode that it's witches in popular culture.
Witches in popular culture.
Which I'm really excited about because this, I feel like, pops up quite a lot in loads of different episodes. We end up talking about different witches from popular culture. Like most recently, Samantha's mother from Bewitched. We're trying to remember what her name is. And Dora.
Oh, yeah, of course it was.
Mm-hmm.
I remember now.
Yeah.
I always tried to wiggle my nose when I was
I know. How long did you spend in the mirror? Like,
I will do it.
And also, not technically a witch because she was a genie, but I dream of Jeannie. Do you remember doing this?
Yes.
Again, more visual elements. But anyone our age, maybe a bit older, will know exactly what we were just doing. So, so over to you, Vicky. I can't wait. What were you saying to me just before we started recording? And I was like, wait, let me press record.
So for this episode, I thought I'd do like more of a question-y type and answer from you, Dee.
So like a pub quiz.
Sort of like a pop quiz, but also your interpretation on things as being the lady who knows it all, in my opinion.
I like that title.
Or the lady part or the knows it all part.
Both of them. They're so inaccurate, but flattering. Go on.
The reason I picked this topic is because when I was very much younger, I fell in love with Willow from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And me and my friend at the time, Amelia, absolutely loved her. We went to all the spiritual shops, got very much into crystals and bought like her first spell book. I had my own little witch box where I'd keep all my like rune stones, and like I really wanted to get into it. So it was like sort of my little platform into this world via Willow from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I think she was a lot of people's gateway witch.
Yeah. I even wanted her hair, even went to the hairdressers and was like, I want my hair like her. But it's just too thick and curly. It would have gone up like poodle ears.
Like a mushroom head.
Like a mushroom head. So I didn't want to put myself through that. So I thought, actually, has this shaped other people's interest in it? Is it always been from pop culture? So, just discuss witches that we've seen on TV.
I like stuff to do with witches and I love TV. So
excellent.
I feel ready for this. I feel like I've been preparing for this my whole life.
So as we're on the subject, we can start off with the Willow, because I think she is like the number one.
Well, I have a confession to make. I never really watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah. What? Oh,
I know. I watched.
Were you even a 90s kid if you didn't watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
I was, because I watched the film and I loved the film. But I can't even tell you why. I think it was something as basic as like I didn't have the satellite, the Sky package that Buffy was on or something, because I just never watched it.
Well, in it, she was a nerdy kid, likes computers.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I've seen episodes here and there, but I didn't get into it.
Then she gets into Wicca.
Mm-hmm.
She joins Wicca groups, becomes a lesbian. Mm-hmm. Then turns evil and tries to take over the world.
Right. Well, I think that would have been my favorite incarnation of Willow. Is her evilness temporary?
Yeah, someone killed her girlfriend.
Oh.
And then, like, she stole all the power from this warlock.
Oh, as you do.
And then turned, like, super veiny. And then filleted a guy, like, turned his skin inside out. So he did go quite graphic. They cut that out on the 6 p.m. showing. You had to watch it at 9 p.m. to
Oh,
see that.
did you? I didn't know there was different versions. Fun.
Yeah.
Did you watch the original Buffy movie?
Yes, I did, with Luke Perry.
Yes.
I can't remember who played Buffy there. It was so cheesy.
It was so cheesy, but it was of the time of Sabrina the Teenage Witch as well, and also Teen Wolf.
With Michael J. Fox.
Yes.
My little heartthrob.
Mm-hmm. So they were all coming out at the time, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, it was the time of TV and movies, though, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So that was how I got into it. Is there anyone for you that got you into it, or how did you come into this sort of thing?
Okay, so I am around about the same age as you, but I moved around a lot, and I lived in countries where English TV was a few years, if not decades, behind.
Right.
You know, I spent some time in, for example, Holland, and the English shows and the American shows, they weren't, you know, I was watching a lot of repeats and stuff.
Reruns?
Yeah. Reruns, that's the word.
That's it.
So I was watching like Bewitched.
Yeah.
It was a little bit before my time, but like I said, I was watching all the reruns. And as I said, my parents didn't splash out for the Sky packages or anything. So we had like basic TV for a lot of the
4
time.
channels, that's what you had.
Exactly. So so I was watching Bewitched and I Dream of Jeannie, I think were my gateway drugs into
nice.
Gateway spiritual characters. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in Bewitched, my favorite was Endora. I was like obsessed with Samantha's mum, Endora, who was like slightly evil but loving mother of Samantha. And I also really liked Tabitha. Do you remember Samantha's child?
No, but I love the name.
I know. I had a pet frog once upon a time, and I called her Tabitha. And you know, pet frog means I caught a frog in the garden once and made it live in the house with me.
Oh, I do remember her. Yes, I do now.
Imagine if you were a kid with magical powers, you would just be like, all right, I want just loads of chocolate here now, or I want loads of toys. And that's literally what she did. And I felt that.
Which then leads us on to Sabrina, the Teenage Witch, the 90s version.
Series or film?
Series first, because then she did like loads of iffy films.
No, because there was the original film. Sabrina.
Oh my god. Right, so in that original film, do you remember when she puts on shoes, like running shoes, and she runs faster? Me and my friend Carly, now whenever we get new pair of trainers, we compare them to, are they Sabrina the Teenage Witch shoes?
Yes.
You're like, yes.
And my favorite scene, do you remember she had her dorky friend with the curly brown hair?
Yes, who went into the TV series, I think.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, but with a different name.
Different name. And she really fancied this guy who was like a bit of a like break dancer guy, you know, like boombox on his shoulder, 80s, 90s style. And they have like a rap battle in one of the scenes, and it's super cringy watching it back now. But I just thought as a kid that it was so cool because Sabrina makes her nerdy friends like able to rap, basically.
With Sabrina, I think I've watched that when I was a kid. About a thousand times, and I'd always point my finger at something.
Yeah, maybe this time it'll work.
And still to this day, I think in my head, I always think if I could just go ding and I could speak another language, that's always what I want to do now.
That would be super cool.
So, ding, and then be like, mm-hmm.
Oh, I will tell you my other gateways.
Yeah.
Film-wise, Practical Magic. Have you seen that? Sandra Bullock, and oh my God, write it down. Fucking watch it. It's amazing. And Nicole Kidman, their sister witches, and also obviously The Craft. I think The Craft came out.
Oh my god, shit! That film. I think my mum told me I should not watch it, but it was recorded after a film. I think it might have been Back to the Future. So it'd always come on, and my mum would rip it out, but she's like, "You shouldn't watch it," because she was so petrified by it. I remember sneakily watching it. And I couldn't sleep that night. I think it was like 8 or something. And I was like, oh God. When she like has all the snakes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it was a fantastic film.
So good. It was so good.
Now, who did they pray to?
Manon.
That's it. Well, also, another film that got people into it is Hocus Pocus.
Yes.
I didn't really watch it because it was a Disney film, wasn't it?
I don't know. I actually watched it way later than
Yeah, me too.
Than it came out.
Never watched it as a kid.
No. I can't remember when it came out, but I think I was like a teenager or whatever, and I think maybe I thought it was a kid's film. But I think I watched it for the first time fairly recently, like in the last 10 years, say, and it was just such a cozy Halloween film.
Yeah.
Like when you want to watch a Halloween film, but you don't want to be scared.
Hocus Pocus is where you're going to. Have you watched the updated version of Sabrina Teenage Witch? Talk about remakes.
See, I really liked the original Sabrina Teenage Witch. And she was the one that went on to be Clarissa Explains It All.
I think she was a Clarissa Explains It All before she was Sabrina.
Ooh, was she?
Sabrina went on for a long time. She was like a journalist.
Yeah.
She got married to Harvey in the end, which is quite cute, wasn't it? She had a pet alligator. Clarissa Explains It All. Do you remember? It was called Elvis or something like that.
Oh my God, yeah. So I love those shows. I did try to watch the remake of Sabrina, but it was just so totally different.
It was very dark.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I would have got on with it better if they just called it something different.
I think it actually fits the cartoon, which it's based on, the comic even. I thought it was really slow to begin with, and then I got really into it, and I like that they prayed to Satan. And then actually, spoiler alert, in the final series, they decide that Satan is just a bit shit. They're going to pray to Hecate. You have to pray to Hecate.
Amazing. I didn't know that. I might give it another shot. I think I thought the same as you, that it was quite slow in the beginning.
Oh, me too. And Hilda and Zelda do make an appearance.
The original ones?
Mm-hmm. And Salem.
The original Salem.
I don't think it was a real cat in this. Remember sometimes the animatronics on it was just like, oh.
It's funny, isn't it? We've always had TV shows touching on the spiritual world.
And it's very popular, though. Look at Harry Potter.
Exactly. Something that everyone's always a little bit fascinated by.
Yeah.
And if they don't believe in that sort of thing, if they're not spiritual in that way, then it's definitely an amazing form of escapism, isn't it?
Yeah. There's Charmed. Did you ever watch Charmed?
No, also didn't watch that. I think because Charmed came out when I was a little bit older and therefore going out and getting drunk rather than watching TV.
I never watched Charmed. But do you feel, as someone who doesn't necessarily practice magic but is in that world, they fit this stereotype of witches? Because we've moved away from the wicked witch with the green face.
Yeah. I like how there's witches are being represented in different ways.
Yeah.
And in different forms and different shapes and sizes and everything.
Like in real life.
Like in real life, exactly. So I think that's good. But then they're still all battling demons and all sorts, which isn't very real life. Can we think of any witches that are actually just like real life witches that have their sort of rituals and their little spells and everything, but are not necessarily battling demons from the underworld?
I feel like there is, like, these programs. And with TV, there's always got to be a demon, hasn't there? Because otherwise, why are people going to watch it? Oh,
do you know who I think represents a modern witch very well? Have you ever watched Frankie and Grace?
Oh my God!
Reiki.
Yes!
She does Reiki healing. She's very in touch with nature and the spiritual world. To me, that she's more, I mean, she's batshit.
Yeah.
Like in an adorable way.
Yeah. More true to form.
Yeah.
Even though there is no form.
Yeah. But a little bit more realistic, shall we say.
She doesn't have a broomstick. I mean, have you ever picked up a broomstick?
Well, actually, my neighbour across the road is a witch and she's got a broomstick or a besom by the door. It is quite common for people who identify as witches to have a broom by the door.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But she doesn't ride it to work. You know what I mean? She's got a Volvo.
Everyone does like watching stuff with... Now, what are they called? Are they called warlocks or are they called wizards now, the male?
A male witch is actually just a witch.
Right.
It can be called a wizard. And a warlock is something else. A warlock has been kicked out for bad behavior. So warlock is actually a little bit insulting.
Ah, hence why Willow stole all this warlock's magic. Because he was selling it to people who just wanted to get high on magic, basically, in the TV show.
Fun.
Well, that's interesting to know.
Yeah.
And Hermione, she's a witch.
She's probably like next generation Willow.
Yeah, I think so. And I quite like that for the younger kids because she was very book smart.
Yeah, I like her too as a role model.
American Horror Story, have you watched that one?
No, I've never watched that because I'm not very good at things that are actually really scary.
And it is quite scary.
I can only watch scary stuff in the morning at the weekend because then I've got all day to watch something else to like lighten the mood again. The new American Horror Story is specifically about witches, isn't it? It's American Horror Story Coven. Do you have to watch? Maybe you're not the best person to ask.
I don't think you do. I think they're standalone series.
Do you know exactly what I was going to ask? Could I try to watch that witches one without having seen any of the others?
Yeah. Do you think Glenda the Good Witch from Wizard of Oz?
Yeah.
And the Wicked Witch of the West?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because obviously that film was in the 50s, 60s. That is where the culture has come from for the Green Witch with the hook nose that wears a big pointy hat. Or do you think it's come from Shakespeare, Macbeth?
Well, now I think it's come from Shakespeare
because of the three witches in the cauldron.
So I do know that the pointy hat comes from this belief that triangles help let me think of the word. Focus the power.
Right. Okay.
You know how you get the crystal triangle pyramids and stuff, and that's where the witch's hat comes from.
And the cauldron?
Quite a lot of people that got accused of witchcraft were the ones working with tinctures and poultices and working with herbs and making these concoctions, right? I mean, they were originally the healers. People were going to them for these herbal medicines. So maybe it's that, like the fact that they're always like making up these concoctions.
And that's where it's developed from into movies, books, TV series. And why are they always evil? They're turning better now, but they were always evil back then.
Maybe it's a religion thing again, because they were not Christian. So they had to be vilified. But then, like you say, in popular culture, definitely over the last good few decades, all the way from Bewitched. I can't think of anything pre-Bewitched because that's already before our time. But Bewitched onwards, you had all the nice witches, right?
Yeah, and it made it cool.
Exactly. They definitely made it something that, you know, most of us, especially as teenagers, wanted to explore a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Because it was a bit different. It was a bit fun. And like, fucking hell, if you could make that boy in your class like you, then why wouldn't you be a witch? Have you watched the Wicks? No, Wicks is where you get your screws. What's it called? The Winks.
Winks is me. The Wink Society, like the Fate, I think it's called on Netflix.
Yeah. You know what I'm trying to say, on Netflix, where they have like witch school.
Yeah, I loved that.
It was so good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It took me a while to realize that it was made for children.
Yeah. Well, we watched it when we were a little bit hungover, so you could do it in a day. It blew my mind that it was based on a cartoon program, and they've made it into this whole actually binge-worthy, watch it in a day series.
I loved it.
And it's coming out with a second season.
And I'm just thinking of Netflix shows that I've watched recently that have witches in. I actually didn't finish watching the season, but they had that show Salem where they covered the witch trials.
I haven't seen that yet. But I remember watching The Crucible as well, watching a play. And I just want to learn more about the witch trials. And actually, Exeter, where I live, was the last place to persecute witches. And where I actually live now is called Heavitree, from a heavy tree where they hung the witches from. So it's not actually a nice story.
It's a nice name for a place. Couple of episodes ago, my friend Michelle did the Pendle Hill witch trials. Oh, so good. And I'm going to be doing Salem witch trials in a few episodes as well. It's taken a long time for people to feel comfortable self-identifying as a witch without being persecuted. And I think TV helps with that a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
In that it's making it out that witches are not all these green-skinned, hook-nosed, wearing a pointy hat.
Our learnings come from TV now.
Yeah. For sure, especially in a pandemic.
I'm just reading this thing where actually feminism has become a bankable trend because of witches on TV. Oh. So it's growing.
No, not all witches are female, but I definitely agree with that it's definitely been another component of girl power, hasn't it?
Yeah, like Hermione and even Sabrina. I'm going to point my finger at something and it's going to happen.
Yeah, we love that. If someone had never seen any TV show or film with witches, I don't know how that would happen or where they had been living. What is the first film or show that you would show them?
The Witches by Roald Dahl.
Although that is totally the evil bad witches. I still cannot watch the scene where they pull their faces off without going behind the sofa. I've not seen the remake. I'm talking the original.
Yeah, no, we don't do that remake. I think I watched like 10 minutes of the remake and was like, it's not filmed in Newquay, so it ain't got no Cornishness in it.
Oh no, that's sad.
But also, how good was that film?
Oh, I mean,
even at the beginning when she's there, like trying to coax him out of the tree.
I mean, it was so dark.
And the girl gets stuck in a painting. Do you remember the girl stuck in a painting that grew old?
Yes. I mean, and the fact that his parents are dead. Do you know what I mean? It starts with his parents dying. That's why he's with his grandmother. It was terrifying as a child and as an adult. It was when the Grand High Witch, Angelica Houston, who's one of the greatest actors of all time.
Very, very good. Very good.
When she peels off her face, is the most terrifying moment in cinematic history.
Why did he have to add the goo to it as well? Like, when she
don't know. But speaking of Angelica Houston, I feel like we need to talk about the Addams Family.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I don't think any of them are necessarily witches. I mean, what are they? Are they dead? I'm not entirely sure. They're definitely spooky.
and was it spooky and
creepy?
Addams Family. I loved Cousin It.
Yeah, so Addams Family, The Munsters. Although that was before my time. I don't feel like I watched that much of The Munsters.
I don't really watch it as much. But then we've got also recently Maleficent, who was in Sleeping Beauty, the evil witch that, made her sleep. But actually the remake with Angelina Jolie, turns out that she was just a misunderstood person.
Like with the Wicked Witch of the West in Wicked.
And wasn't the Wicked Witch of the East that was actually evil, but then she got squished by the house, and then Dorothy just took her shoes.
I feel like Glinda wasn't that great because she fucking stole the shoes. Do you know what I mean? Like, didn't seem to have any remorse about someone dying.
No, like her sister essentially. But nothing as creepy as The Return to Oz, though. Did you ever watch it?
No, that is, again, one of the most scariest things I've ever seen in my life. What are they? The wheelies? I need to Google what they're called. Wheelers. Oh, I'm looking at a picture now. I'm going to share my screen so that...
It's so creepy. The whole film.
When she goes to the room and there's all the fucking heads.
Yes. Oh, my God. Oh, I don't know why they thought that was a good idea for a kid's film.
I know. And why parents let us watch this. I mean, it was horrifying. Sorry, I haven't even shared it. I'm just suffering on my own here.
Oh God, they were horrendous.
Nerdist.com, 5 scariest scenes from The Return to Oz. Oh my God, it's Fairuza Balk from The Craft. I forgot.
Oh God, yes, see?
I knew it and I forgot.
Yes, I knew it and I forgot. Yeah, and it blew my mind that it was that from The Craft, but oh my God.
Yep, electric shock treatment scene. Death of the Gnomekin. The Wheelers is only number 2. What the fuck is number 1?
The castle with the head.
Yes, granted. That's, yeah. Fuck, I forgot that it's Fairuza Balk. What's Fairuza Balk up to these days? Fairuza Balk appears in the recurring role of Ginger on Showtime's Ray Donovan in 2015 and currently stars as Lizzie Thomas on Amazon Prime series Paradise City. That's what I'm watching tonight.
For you, for the question that you asked, which film would you introduce people to?
Yeah, I think The Craft.
Yeah.
And Practical Magic. Practical Magic is like such easy watching. Next time you have a hangover on a Sunday morning.
Oh, I'm always in need of, not like I'm always hungover.
Yeah, every day.
I'm always in need of something to watch like that. Just like just want to put something on.
One of the things I love about Practical Magic, though, is the house. It's basically 2 sisters who grew up in a house with 2 aunts.
Like Sabrina.
Yeah. but there's two sisters.
Two sisters. But she was a twin. An evil twin, didn't she?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I just Googled the house, and there's a website which shows the floor plan. But basically, it's like dream house. It's this gorgeous old house on the coast. I think they're in, like, New England or something.
Oh, that looks so like the house that they shot for the external scenes for Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yeah. Do you know, I remember thinking that when I watched it. Is the house in Sabrina the same as practical? Oh my God, someone else has Googled it. Yes!
There you go.
Oh my God, how funny.
Easter egg.
And then we also have a bunch of shows that I have not watched on Netflix. But things like the Vampire Diaries, Supernatural, Merlin.
I should have got into the Vampire Diaries because it's like teen drama.
Yeah, I mean, they're on my to-do list. It's just there's so much Netflixing to do.
Oh my God.
So little time.
Do you watch The Avengers?
No, I haven't.
There's a witch in there that's played by Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen's sister or cousin or something. And she's good in it. Scarlet Witch, I think she's called. I've only watched the first.
Garlic Witch?
Scarlet. I mean, I could be the Garlic Witch.
I was like, we did an episode on different kinds of witches, and I didn't remember reading the Garlic Witch.
Scarlet, I think she's called in it.
So I'm looking at a list of witches in popular culture, right? I'm going to read them all.
Right.
There's a lot, but I'm going to read just the ones that I know. Obviously, the aunts in Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Apparently, the grandmother in the Addams Family was a witch. She's listed here.
Okay.
And it's another one we didn't think of. Grot bags.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
How old are you?
30. I mean, telling everyone that I'm 32, but I think I'm actually 34.
I think I remember as a kid meeting grot bags at a fair, but that was when she was on her way out. So I feel like maybe you missed grot bags. Look, I'm sharing my screen.
Oh, yeah, no, I never watched that.
Oh, and also there was a Kiki's delivery service. Have you seen that on Netflix?
Oh, my Zaki.
So cute, wasn't it? Oh, and I remember reading The Worst Witch.
Which they made into a TV series and film.
Oh, my God. How could we forget The Witches of Eastwick?
Oh, I actually do what? I was like,
what? The
Jack
fuck?
Nicholson.
One of the most amazing films. Like, you're watching it, you're getting into it, and all of a sudden, everyone's throwing up cherry pips. Remember? Like, it just takes a fucking turn real fast. Such a good film, isn't it?
It is a good film. Actually, that might go on a list of to rewatch again, because it's been a long time since I've seen that.
Right, we're both adding it to our list from this. Oh my God, Goosebumps. That was another thing that
was so scary sometimes.
So scary. And
I remember having to turn the TV off once and being like, it was like I don't know what happened to it, but I was like, oh, I don't like it.
Oh, and do you remember Rent-A-Ghost?
No.
Never mind. I'm too young for that show too. Oh, and another great film is Stardust.
Oh my! The book is great.
I've not read the book. I didn't even know it was a book.
Yeah, by Neil.
I didn't know they made a book out of that film.
No, the film's from the book.
I know. That's the joke.
I think it's a Neil Gaiman. I think Neil Gaiman did it.
Oh,
but
it was such a beautiful film, wasn't it?
That story, the star, and the film was fun. And do you know what the best bit about that film is? Take that, do the credits song.
So something that you listeners might not know is that
I love Take That.
Obsessed with Take That. Fantasia.
Oh my God, that was so beautiful.
It was amazing and so witchy woo woo.
Mickey Mouse with the broomsticks.
I mean, he's the Sorcerer's Apprentice, exactly. I mean, I think the thing that we can fucking take from this is that there's always been witches in popular culture. What about, have you seen on Netflix The Good Witch?
Yes, well, I've watched a little bit of it.
It's just,
and it is good.
It's comfort television.
Yes, it is.
Again, it's that gorgeous house, the inn, and the cute little American town. And just like, it's not super fast paced and it's just really cozy, isn't it? It's like perfect Sunday morning TV.
I think what we're getting here is that we can actually probably develop our own TV series, but make it English.
Yeah.
And have our cute little house in the Cotswolds.
Cute. I'm happy with that. Or Cornish.
All cool. I mean, I'm down with that.
Cornish lends itself well to witchy stuff.
You don't need demons.
Yeah, it's just going to be like us in a cute house with like some nice scenery, playing with our cats.
What's that?
Cats and dogs and crystals and oil diffusers. Probably lots of candles and wine and coffee. And like occasionally dancing outside in nature. What would we call our show? Witches of Cornwall? Not super original, are we? We're going to sum up with this article from Insider.com, which is 23 of the most iconic fictional witches. Twitches.
Oh, that's with Tia
and Tamara.
Mowry, yeah.
I've never even heard of that. Is it good? Have you seen it?
No, I think it's a Disney Channel film.
Oh, it's a film, yeah. Well, I'm going to check that out because who didn't love Sister?
And then when one ended up with Roger.
Yeah.
Honestly, it makes it sound like I watched so much TV as a kid, but I really didn't.
No judgment here. Obviously, we've got the Halliwell sisters from Charmed. This is why you got to watch this movie. Sally and Gillian Owens from Practical Magic.
On the list.
Got to watch it. Sabrina from Sabrina Teenage Witch. Hermione.
Yeah.
Just such an awesome character and actress. Samantha from Bewitched. Elphaba from Wicked. Learning to accept herself even when others refuse to.
Oh,
I know. That's cute. So this one you'll be pleased about. Willow from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yes! The OG.
She definitely was, wasn't she? Oh my God. Debbie Reynolds played a witch who led her grandchildren to another world in Halloween Town. I've never heard of that.
Oh, Halloween Town. That's another Disney Channel film.
Maleficent.
Yeah.
Mary Laveau from American Horror Story Coven. It's based on a real New Orleans icon.
Do you reckon they'd have any voodoo in it?
Yeah. Angela Bassett plays this character who was based on the late voodoo practitioner with the same name.
So basically, now we've got to watch this because it ties in both our episodes.
I know. It's the bridge. The Witches of the Craft, which this article calls intense but legendary. Fuck yeah.
Definitely good actresses.
Coming of age movie. That's it. Any coming of age movie is normally really good. And you throw in some witchy woo-woo.
It's just going to get so much better.
Right? So Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus. Agreed. Well, that's it.
So we did it.
Yeah. Right. So basically, this has been our Netflix review episode. Do you know what? It's been just such a nice walk down memory lane. Hasn't it?
It really has.
It's just been really fun talking about all the witches that sent us down our weird little wacky path and how they're kind of depicted. Oh, I wonder what the next generation's going to be watching.
There'll be another new craze.
There's going to be a next new big thing, huh? Oh, so exciting. I can't wait to see what it is.
We could do another episode on that one.
Yeah, in 20 years. Meet you here in 20 years.
Okay, deal. We can talk about our TV series that we're going to make in the Cotswolds.
No, we'll still be like Bewitched. We still watch Bewitched.
We want to twiddle our noses.
Yeah, we're still trying. She was so good. It was literally just the tip of her nose that moved.
Do you reckon they got someone to film it? It wasn't until RuPaul's Drag Race where they said they pause and that's when they stopped filming and then they put something there.
Yeah. Or some kind of string pulling her nose.
Oh, maybe.
Final thing. How did they make Samantha's nose twitch? She couldn't wiggle her nose. The human nose does not have the muscles that would require the wiggle. We know. Oh my God. Samantha's nose wiggle was actually an illusion that Elizabeth Montgomery, the actress, created by moving her lips left and right.
Did you ever watch her lips move? Or were we just so focused on her nose?
Oh my God, am I doing it?
Yeah, you are. But her mouth never moved.
YouTube. This, I believe, is called a rabbit hole. Okay, so Bewitched nose twitch. Yes! It does move her lips left and right.
Oh, I kind of want to watch this as well now.
I know. Oh, look. We were so focused on her nose, we didn't notice her mouth moving to make her nose move.
32 years I've been trying to.
I know. I was like, what are they special effects if they got strings? No, she's just wiggling.
Just move her nose and then stop.
Is there someone in like a black suit, like on stage?
Is there a string?
No, she's just. But oh my God, I swear, as a child, that looked like she was literally.
Never saw her mouth move ever.
So funny.
Do you know what? I'm not going to lie. I'm a little bit disappointed now.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure.
Everyone, I will see you next time. Thank you so much, Vicky. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. If you want lots more fun, moon info, and all things spiritual, plus our merch shop, please visit our website, weknewthemoon.co.uk. And if you want even more, head over to our Patreon page, patreon.com/weknewthemoon, and check out some of our bonus content. We're also on Facebook and Instagram at we.new.the.moon, and we're also on Twitter at weknewthemoon1. See you next time!